And the last girl name that we really like is actually a very special name because it is my grandma's name. Hi everyone, my name is Allie and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I make mommy and lifestyle videos and cooking and crafts and I think pretty much whatever I come up with. But if you like those type of videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and hope you enjoy this video today. So I wanted to sit down and share with you my favorite boy and girl, vintage style I guess you would say, baby names. For a little backstory, me and my husband have 4 little kids, ages 5 and under. And we've never really had like a theme to the names, or we've never really picked like the really popular names. We've just named them names we like. And the thing is after you have 4 kids, you start kind of running low on names you like. And so I'm always kind of, keeping an eye out, just kind of looking at names. If I hear a name I really like, I might write it down. And so I really do enjoy watching these videos of like favorite baby names that I might use, might not use. And so I thought I would sit down and share some of my favorite names. And they're kind of more, I guess you would call them more like the vintage or just like older style names, or maybe kind of not odd, but more on the unique side. They're just not the ones you hear all the time. And so I thought I would sit down and share with you me and my husband's favorite names. And sorry for the lighting if you see these like right here, these lines on my head. The sun is shining in a particularly odd way today and I cannot get it to not do this. And so, sorry. Now some of these baby names I have liked for a long time. Some of them are newer names, but let's get started. So I'll begin with girl names. So the first girl name is Eloise. And I heard this name not that long ago and I was like, that is such a cute, more like vintage but very feminine name. I thought it was very cute. I've heard names like Ellen and Ellie and Eleanor and stuff, but I never really heard of the name Eloise. And I thought it was really cute. I love like almost the daintiness to the name. And so I was like, oh, that'd be so cute, like a little girl with like curly hair and just being Eloise. And so that has made its way onto some of the girl names that we like. And it's a little bit more, I think, on the vintage side and just an older name, but I thought it was cute. The next girl name is actually a name my husband mentioned and really likes. And it's one that we've talked about back and forth. We never ended up using it with my daughter Tiffany because we'd had the name Tiffany picked out way before then. But one of the names that we did like is Cadence. And I was looking it up recently. Cadence actually means, I believe it's like a melody or a rhythm. And it's a really, I think, more of a unique way. Like there's Caden, spelled with a C, spelled with a K, but I've never heard the name Cadence before. I don't believe I've ever met anyone with the name either. But my husband really liked it, and it's actually from a song from a group he likes called Amberlin. I think the name of the song is Cadence. But he mentioned liking it, and he doesn't like that many names, so it's very rare that he'll mention a name that he likes. But for another girl name is Cadence. And the last girl name that we really like is actually a very special name because it is my grandma's name. And it's one that I don't think I've ever met anyone else with this name. But the name is Nina. Now, my grandma always said people would always call her Nina growing up because it's spelled N-I-N-A. But she's like, nope, it's pronounced Nina. And I always loved that name. It's a much older name, more vintage. And I just loved, one, that it's my grandma's name. It's a very pretty name. So I really liked the name Nina. I thought it was a very feminine name. And it's a special name to me because it's also my grandma's name. Now this next name really can go for a boy or a girl. I've heard girls name this and I've heard boys name this, so it really just, it can be a gender neutral one. But the next name is Ezra. Now I like this name for many reasons. One of them, that it's a biblical name. It's from the book of Ezra, and I've always liked this name. I've met many different people with this name, but I just love the sound of it. I like it more as a boy name. I feel like it more of like a masculine name. But it can go either way, but I really do like the name Ezra. Moving on to boy names. The first boy name I have on here, besides Ezra kind of being in the boy category, is George. Now this is like an old school like vintage classic name is George. And the tricky part is me and my husband have 3 boys and 1 girl. So I have several girl names that we actually both like. But boy name wise is we've used up 3 of our favorite boy names. And so we've kind of depleted our boy names, I guess you would say. And so I've tried kind of slowly coming up with some more. So if God blesses us with more children someday, we'd actually, have some names, kind of in the back of our head. And so one of them that I've come up with is George more recently. And first thing that pops in my head is George of the Jungle, or George, like Curious George. But one of the reasons I also like George is just the more, I guess you would say, just like more proper sounding name, or just more an older name. There is a Bible commentator named George Whitfield, and just different people with that name that I feel like it's a very strong name, but I also just very much like the sound of it. And I feel like with a little boy, they'd probably be called Georgie or something like that. But the name George is another older name that I like. Another boy name that I just recently came up with, and I had heard it before, but not as a first name, is the name Murray, which is actually, I believe it's an Irish name, but I could be wrong, could be Scottish. It's one of those, but I'm pretty sure it's Irish. But I heard the name Murray, and I was like, that's actually a really cute boy name. I was like, I've never thought of it before as a first name, but I was thinking about it, I'm like, that's actually really cute. And not in like a girly cute, but just a nice sounding name is Murray. And so that was another name that kind of worked its way into the categories of boy names that's on the more vintage, I think more unique side. I have never met anyone with the name Murray, and it's very much an Irish sounding name. But I've got a lot of Irish on my side of the family, so it could go with it. And the last boy name is Henry. Now, I've liked this name for a while, I think. There is a Bible commentator named Matthew Henry, and I've always liked the sound of the name Henry, and I feel like it works really good for a little boy, but also a grown man. But my husband's not the biggest fan of it. I keep working on him on it, but that is another old-fashioned, more older vintage name is Henry. And I just love the sound of it and just what it looks like when it's written, and I just really like the name Henry. But that is my more unique vintage baby names. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully maybe this gave you some ideas if you're kind of in a stump for trying to figure out boy names or girl names. It's always tricky, especially when you use up some of your favorite names and then you need to come up with another name and you're like, I don't know. And so these types of videos I've enjoyed because it kind of has given me some ideas for some baby names to keep in the back of my head. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and comment down below, because one of those names is a name that, Lord willing, if God blesses us with more children someday, we would most likely use somehow in the baby's name, depending on the gender. And so comment down below if you can guess what name that is. But I think that is all. Thank you again for stopping by my channel today, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Bye. And the whole time I was filming, cute little baby sound asleep on my bed. He's so cute. Look at all the snow. Oh, spring, where are you?